Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, I'm Casey Oddie, and I'm the Retail Banking Manager at your local Midwest Bank branch on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Banking may be my job, but supporting the community is what I care most about. Whether I'm showing up at local events, partnering with schools, or helping people reach financial milestones, I am proud to be a part of what makes Lincoln strong. Let's build something together. Stop by and say hi. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. Free ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning from The Drive all over the place. Block DP, how you doing, gentlemen?
Oh, not too bad. Good to hear from you. It's quite rainy out here in Lincoln. How's it where you're at?
Brother, it feels like an oven. Texas, in fact, man, look like they haven't had rain since the Nixon administration down here, bro. Hey, Jake, DP, one of these.
Yeah, I lived, I did my Texas time. And
yes, you did.
I try to explain to people that the sun sits lower in Texas than it does any other place on the planet Earth. Like it sits on your shoulder and it's just thick. It's just thick. And you try to explain to people like, nope. You don't understand. The shower is drier than Texas weather.
DP, as you know, because you were in Houston, right?
Yes, sir.
It leans on you. It just wears you down. I was, and even check this out, gentlemen. Even going into Denver yesterday, I had in our notes this morning, DP with Bach, just travel, because me and you both travel quite a bit, craziness and chaos. So we were delayed about 35 minutes out of Lincoln. No fault to Lincoln. Shout out to Rachel and the team out there. But Denver, as you know, DP, when you were coming back from Salt Lake a few weeks back, Denver has been ground stopping quite a bit, departures and arrivals, particular arrivals, just because of traffic. Well, yesterday, the smog from the fires were so bad, they were still delaying flights coming in and out of there. So we were sitting in the Lincoln runway for about 35 minutes, and thank God they had the AC on and all that good stuff. But we got into Denver. DP, I had never flown into Denver when it wasn't winter to where I couldn't see the mountains. The smog was that bad at Denver National Airport yesterday, man. It was rough, bro. It was rough. And 95 degrees.
Yeah, it's that time, right? That when you make plans, I always take the flight earlier than the one I need. So whatever my boundary is, I end up taking. So if I need to be back in Lincoln at 3, then I make sure I take the flight that gets me in before the flight that would get me in. So, it'll get in at 1:00. Okay, what's the flight before that? That's at 11. Okay, yeah, that's me. That's my jam. If I'm gonna get caught in traffic, AD, I'm not gonna get caught in the back of the traffic.
That's right. DP, I don't speak until 2:00 today. And that's to your point. before COVID, I would have probably flown out on the first thing this morning. Well, not to Austin, I wouldn't, because it's, there's a connection. But if I've been going directly to Denver, I would have just flown out early this morning. Me and you both know you have to build in some buffers for instances that are totally out of your control, like it was yesterday. So, I got in yesterday, kind of did the meet and greet thing in the evening, but nothing that was pressing me for my talk. So those days and ages, man, of flying out, the same day, those days are done. Because if you're not careful, you'll be like Bach, you'll be sleeping in O'Hare Airport, man, on the floor.
Right. and I've my streak, and I need to knock on wood, because I've never slept at a airport.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never slept at an airport. I never and for whatever reason, a variety of reasons, right? If you manage to say, screw it, I'm just going to go to a hotel or whatever. But I've never slept overnight at a hotel, and I mean, at an airport, and God bless it, because man, that to me is the toughest. That's some tough living, right there. On the road with your, with some of your stuff, even if you carry on, it's still not convenient.
It's definitely not. But from my background, do you see me or just see the picture of me and Corey Dixon, Tyrone Hughes, and Dana Brinson?
We just see the picture, but it's a good picture at least.
Yeah. Those guys all ran 4.4s and 4.3s and 4.2s. I ran that too, but I still had 10 yards to go.
Bro, but you're still a Hall of Famer.
At Lincoln High.
Still a Hall of Famer. Hey, we're not going to devalue that Hall of Fame business, sir. That is work done. Not everybody has to run a 4.4. Hot dogs on the sideline at 4.6.
I love it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny too. Like, you just said a thing, right? Those are all 4.4 guys. I'm a little bit later in the 4s, but here's the thing. But Bach, I don't know, Bach, have you ever been timed in the 40?
I have not. That part.
AD, that you're still in the like the 2%.
Yeah.
You're still 2%. Like, you like I have my older brother, who's my hero in life.
Mm-hmm.
He's an Olympic sprinter, and everybody in my communities talk about how fast I was until DP, you were fast, but your brother. And I thought that was my middle name, like DP, your brother. He aced his SAT score, right? DP, you did really well in your SAT test, but your brother.
It got to the point you just thought your name was, but your brother.
It's like, it was a great standard. But it's also, I mean, if you come from a family of folks, you just kind of accept and get used to it. Because my little brother, he got, but your brother too. It was like, he was a high jumper at Norfolk State, but your brother. It's funny. That's a great picture. What do you remember what game that was?
You know what, DP? That was at a spring game, and that would have been under. I'm almost positive that would have been under Riley, I believe. I believe that would have been Riley. I think Bo was already gone. I know it wasn't Frost. I think that I'm almost positive that was Riley when Riley was there. And I will say this though, Bach and DP, they were hitting during that spring game. We do remember that. Kenny Wilhite, obviously friend of the station. Kenny was on staff with them as well, and they were hitting. I do remember that. Jay Gates, who's also a friend of the station, he was actually reffing that game. It was a spring game during that time, but yeah, those are some days they were hitting back then. There was a lot of guys that came back, and you know what, DP, I'll tell you this: if there's one thing that I hope next year for the spring game, I'm not going to climb down that rabbit hole. We've already talked about that ad nauseum a number of times. there was always a lot of players that came back for those, and it was more about the camaraderie in the catching up, in the fraternity, if you would, more than the game itself. But it also felt good to see some guys in some action. So hopefully whatever they decide to do next year is something with some physicality and some play. I know times have changed, etc., but football is still football as far as that goes. But as far as the camaraderie part, man, we always had a blast, because you remember the draft was always following very closely around that spring game. So there was a lot of guys that were back talking to some of the younger guys who were waiting in the draft. So it was really a homecoming for a lot of different reasons. So that's that picture. I'm almost positive, DP. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. I know it wasn't during the Frost era. That was during, I'm almost positive, during the Riley eras when that took place.
Is it fair to ask the question why there's no hitting? Like, why is there no hitting at the spring game? Because there are programs that do.
Yep.
And I understand why you wouldn't, but I also understand why you would. What side of the fence? I mean, you don't have to die on the hill, but you went through, how many spring games did you go through?
4.
Right? And it was a full expectation. Like, this this football, we're gonna hit today. Like, that was part of the energy, right? Was that, oh no. I get, like, I remember as a player, this was catching receipts, right? This was the spring game, even in high school, the spring game was, we did all that 7-on-7 stuff where in helmets and shorts, and you talked all that yada yada. We're gonna put these pads on, and we really gonna see. We see. But AD, am I wrong?
No, you're spot on.
Right, that if there was this pesky corner who would grab on your t-shirt and pull on you and all that sort of stuff, that when you went live, that's when the real depth chart happened.
That's right.
There's the depth chart before hitting, and then there's the depth chart after you go live.
Absolutely.
It is not the same. It's not the same.
And you know what, DP? Here's the thing, man. I am of the school of thought, man. You've played the spring game and you hit. Now I'm gonna put green jerseys on my quarterbacks, though. We did that. I mean, you quarterbacks, you did that. But everything else was live. I mean, obviously, you weren't out there trying to knock somebody's head off on your own team or something like that. But it was physical, man. I mean, because there were guys battling for positions heading into fall, getting ready for fall ball. There were guys that that made their mark in those spring games. I can still think of Mike Demps, another friend of the radio station, man. Mike had one of the longest kick returns in a spring game and ended up messing up his knee, but they put him on the map during that time. And there's a lot of guys over the years to where, because the spring games, those times, man, there was a number, thousands of people in the stands for those spring games. So I do miss that physicality. I think you're able to, and here's my school of thought, no matter how hard it may be, I think you get to sneak an extra game in there, a live game with bodies of the audience. Obviously, we scrimmaged a lot when there wasn't anybody there, but it's a chance to see what your players are going to do when there's bodies and butts in the seats too, when it's a game time atmosphere. Because Nebraska was very fortunate during that time to be one of the few schools that would actually have a game time atmosphere, basically for spring practice. So I miss those things, and I think, man, you can find a lot of guys see what they're about heading into the fall, to give them a game-like experience like that. So, DP, I'm in the school of thought, man, play the dadgum game, man. Obviously, there's some modifications you make, et cetera, with the quarterbacks, like I mentioned. But I think you're really missing an opportunity to see what some guys can do heading into to summer break and then obviously getting ready for fall ball.
I'll ask this as well, though. You were in an era of running quarterbacks, right? And that there's a portion to that if you look, if part of your offense is physicality of your quarterback, like, I can't imagine that Tommy Frazier went through 4 years of spring games and didn't get hit. Like, he put some people in the spin cycle, and he had to get used to it, right? He had contact. Yep. Don't take him to the ground, maybe, or realize that it is Tommy Frazier. But if you run I would imagine Scott Frost,
Mm-hmm.
Eric Crouch, that in their spring game, in their live moments, they needed game speed, or at least the simulation of, in order for them to play during the season at the level they want to play at. Like, wasn't that necessary?
DP, you nailed it right there. The only way you get in game time shape is getting hit like a game time conditions and situations. And those guys took some. I tell you what, they took some hella pops, if you would, in those spring games.
Right.
And there were some times tensions got high. But you, like we said, Bach, we were talking about this bit yesterday with Squires. You can't just hit a switch, DP, as you know. You've coached for many years. You played the game. You understand the only way to get acclimated to physicality is to be physical daily. That's it. That doesn't just happen on Saturday at noon or Saturday at 7 or Saturday at 3. You have to modify and do the best you can to make that same type of atmosphere the best you can during practice during the week. Because guys, all of a sudden, this ain't the pros to where, they've done it. That's why they're the pros. That's why they're the few and far between that are there. They've done it. They're the best at doing it. And the collegiate ranks and the high school ranks, Big Ten football, I don't care what conference you're in as far as that goes. If you have not been acclimated to physicality and game time atmosphere, it's not all of a sudden just going to magically appear when it's real time to play. So I think it's imperative to show that physicality during practice. I know they have the caps and the things like that of that nature. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. It is what it is from medical professional standpoints and views. But as far as physicality, you have to do your best to create that every day that you're out there, that you have pads on. And to your point, DP, Scott, Frazier, the late Brooke Behringer, God rest his soul, Terminator, all those guys took shots, man. They took hits, and that's how they got ready for when it happened on Saturday. So when Saturday come, they weren't like some eggshell because they weren't used to being hit and just cracked and folded under the pressure of it. So like I said, I'm a huge proponent of making sure that spring games come back in some sort of physicality as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's really weird. Bach, there's a number of meetings that happen between athletic directors, coaches, alumni over the amount of hitting that will take place in various parts of the country, different levels, etc. Right? Even all the way down to Little League, right? How much hitting will actually take place. And they're at the point where they're doing science now to figure out what is and AD, it's funny to say it out loud. What are the exact number of hits a Division I college football team should have in them over the course of a year, right? In practice. In practice. What's
practice.
The number? Right? Like, what's the number? And you have to remember that the number of hits, depending on the position, the group, the style of play, the climate, right? Because if you imagine being out Texas and Texas A&M and SMU sitting out in that weather doing 2-a-days compared to Nebraska in the 75 degrees it's been all week, it's a different deal, right? Because it all plays in. And the science isn't as exact, and they haven't nailed it yet. So it's up to the coach. Style of play, air raid teams tend to want to protect the skill position players. If you are a Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, that you need to put, need to get your fat necks going, right? You need your fat backs going. You need folks to be able to lean on each other. Even in last Saturday's practice, your bigs need to have a temperature for and a template for contact, and it changes the way you play. And that is the thing that week one, it's the first time that everybody's full live, and it shows. It always shows. Better play in week 4 than in week 0. That's just the way it works.
Absolutely. DP, I sent this to Bach, and I'm going to send this to you as well, because I think this is something we don't talk about this enough. And I love the fact it kind of, changing gears on the discussion. But Nebraska bowling, to some of our folks that I know we got quite a few of our listeners that are avid bowlers, but Bach, when I sent you that, you're probably like, AD, what's this? What's going on here with this? But I tell you what, our bowling team, DP, finally found a conference home this past week. They joined Conference USA. As we know, and DP, I know we've had some of the bowlers on the show before, but it's a major move for what has been a dominant program because Nebraska has been one of the most successful programs in the country. And they're finally joining a conference, and they've been 25 years independent. Bach, you were like 8 years old the last time they were in a conference. All right. But it's a team that's got 8 national championships, 12 Bowler of the Year honors, 74 All-American awards, DP and Bach. And this is an elite program. And I think for me, I can only say for myself, I forget because we're such a football and volleyball and basketball and softball heavy program, which I get that. But this move puts Nebraska in a conference competition for the first time ever. I mean, it's a huge shift in both their scheduling and their competitive preparation. In just 2 years, it's already produced back-to-back NCAA champions. 7 of the last 8 national champions semifinalists have come from Conference USA. And now Nebraska joins alongside Wright State and Sacred Heart, solidifying it's kind of like the SEC of bowling. DP, what's your thoughts on that, my man?
Well, first of all, I mean, shout out to Coach Paul Klempa and the Husker bowling program on what they built following up, even in the transition from co-ed bowling and right to go through. And yeah, we've made a point to be a part of programs in full. We've had bowling shows the last several years. Go back to the pioneers in Amara Smith and Gwen Mahea, who took the chance on the ticket and shared the bowling experience, and then Crystal Elliott, who's now a pro. As a matter of fact, the women's tour's rookie of the year, the current reigning rookie of the year. We will come back. We had 2 shows last year with Kayla Versterdi and Anna Callan. And as it rotates, Haley Swindle will take over their show. But in the other show that we have the reigning defending bowler of the year in Jill Martin and the national freshman of the year in Kayla Starr. So, and then Haley Swindle just won junior nationals. She's going to be a part of it. This is good for them because it puts them directly in the pool. It changes all the strength of schedule conversation. I mean, they generally qualify for nationals. Pretty good job. The bowling, this conference will now be the SEC of college bowling.
Right.
Like this will be the college bowling SEC. That the best of the best, because all of the reigning, I think the last 7 national champions have all been from Conference USA. Jack State is these are names that in other sports don't necessarily land, but in bowling, the Conference USA is the mecca. That's the home. That's where the real high level competition will be. And then those will be the ones that when you get to Final Four in bowling, it'll be Conference USA sitting at the top of it. You can check that box, AD. It's a big move for support, better facilities in the Conference USA around the country, and then hopefully they come up with a conference tournament that will highlight it even more.
You know, DP, everything you said is spot on, man. And I think it's something to where hopefully this also, obviously with the shows that you and the team provide there, obviously on the ticket, but it's not even arguably in the last 10 years, 15 years, it's probably been the most successful team in the University of Nebraska athletics as far as bowling. 8 national, I mean, they've been getting it done. But I know understand it, and it's a non-revenue driven sport, but at the same time, those athletes are out there making it happen. And so when I seen that, I was like, we got to talk about this and bring this up and bring more awareness that the bowling team is in the creme de la creme of conferences. And I still think, DP, they're going to show up and show out.
Yeah, but AD, before I know we need to go to break, but I'll say this, that I've always said this about, and I'll throw the air quotes up, non-revenue sports, that they've been non-revenue sports because you haven't put revenue into them. Like giving it the exposure, the Husker bowling, Husker track, if they had it here, you would give people the opportunity to put revenue into them. And if you've ever gone to the one event that Nebraska bowling hosts, if you go to that one event during the course of the year, it's packed. There's no room in the space. You literally could charge fees at the door, and there is a source, there's a vacuum of fans for bowling. And if you exposed it, and when it was on TV, it did very well on the Big Ten Network. I'm just gonna say it has its place once they put highlight and amplification on it.
Capabilities, absolutely. I'll say this real quick before we go to break. The rifle team, pew pew, they be hitting them targets too, DP and Bach.
they would destroy us.
Yep, they get it done. They get it done. Folks, we come back. We talked about the top 25 yesterday. We're going to go 10 through 25. I want to hear DP's thoughts as well on what Coach Brett Bielema is doing there at Illinois and their high ranking. But 10 through 25 gets very interesting as well. Obviously, you have the history. Then at 10 o'clock, there is plenty of bites and sound bites from yesterday's presser and practice from coaches as well. So we'll discuss that as well. Folks, it's AD. We got DPZ in the house. Bach holding down the ones and twos. I am in the great heart of Texas where it's even hot in the room, DP, just looking out the window. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in August. Try their brand new S'mores Cold Brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a S'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms this morning, and nearly sunny and breezy, the high around 91. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly cloudy, the low around 72. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. It'll be hot with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 10th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice boneless New York strips for $8.99 each. Duroc whole bone-in pork butt, $2.99 per pound. Colorado peaches, $1.99 per pound. And Busch Light 30 racks, $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back here on The Drive. We got DP holding it down, Bach on the ones and twos. Nick is up in Canada, hanging out for a few days. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow, so can't wait to get back there. Folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your family, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. DP, there's one team in particular as we go down that list, but there's one team in particular I wanted to get your opinion on, man. What Brett Bielema has done, Bielema, I know we're kind of all over the place with his last name, but we know I call him B-Dub, which just he brings back Altmaier, a proven quarterback who has had 3 touchdown drives to secure games. He brings back over close to a dozen starters from last year. What he's done down in Champaign, and DP, as you know, you've been down those areas, they were a doormat for a long time. I mean, a very long time when it comes to football. What he's done going into year 5, as much as I don't care much for that set for him, the dude can flat out coach in the Big Ten. He went to Arkansas and realized, yeah, I'm going to come on back to the Big Ten. This is not for me down here. But he came back and reestablished himself and disposed his will somewhat for the Fighting Illini. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, so we like to laugh that the part of the reason why we enjoy going to Big Ten football media is that you get to see behind the curtain. Mm-hmm. Like literally you get to see behind the curtain and how people maneuver, how people operate, how people engage other people around him in this space. How do they deal with media, body language, and verbiage? And Bielema has done a thing that over the course of the years that we've been going, we fully pay attention to how he treats local media from that area. there is a welcoming engagement to ask me. Ask me. I have an answer. I have an answer. AD, you know those people that when if you're going to watch somebody speak, not only are they're gonna bring the mail, right? They're gonna deliver, and they're gonna get you to sign something for it, right? That's Bielema. Every detail of it matters, so he acts like it matters. Like he said this out loud in Vegas. Well, you're here, brother. Like, why would I not want to talk to you? You came all the way here from Lincoln, Nebraska, and you obviously care. He goes, I've listened to you every time I walk by your station. You know, you guys are sitting here and you and Foreman and over here, you and your guys you're always prepared. You're always informed. He goes, why, as a football guy, why would I not want to talk to you? And he said, it's much easier for him to be present than for him to avoid questions. Well, that tells me everything you need as a coach, as a man. Everything I need to know, right? That is his plan. That is how he goes about business. He is consistent, right? He's like, listen, you know, we were joking because I was teasing him about his fit, right? You know, what are you wearing? You know, and I like to tease the coach, like, so coach, you know, red carpet. What are you wearing? Who are you wearing? And, he through and through. It's always simple. He goes, some guy, I don't know. He goes, I'm a member of the Big Kid Club, so whatever fits is what I'm wearing. And that tells me that you're engaged, you're locked into this thing, that the things that are important and the people are important. Bielema is for the people. He's for the people. And I think that more than any other coach in the Big Ten, he's for the people. Like Illinois got lucky. I think Kurt Cignetti has some of that, but Bielema's the one that standing, what do we say, 10 toes down?
10 toes down.
That's why Illinois goes into this thing as the third-ranked Big Ten team in the preseason, number 12 on some lists, as high as 10 on others.
You know, DP and Bach, I want to dive into this one too. You know, Nebraska, well, obviously, you got, of course, breaking it down with all the conferences, which you have in there. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, as far as the number of Big Ten teams that are in there. One that intrigues the heck out of me a lot, because they will come to Nebraska. Now, you think about this, you know, the Big Ten had 6 teams in there. The Big 12 has 5 teams. The ACC has 3 teams. But a team that intrigues me too, gentlemen, and Bach, I want to hear your opinion on this as well. And DP, just expound on this from a coaching standpoint. Bach, do you think Michigan continues on not just beating Ohio State? Do you think they don't miss much of a beat this year? And DP, I want to get to you from a coaching perspective, but you think about this, Bach, there's quite a few of those guys still on that Michigan team that were part of that national championship team just a few years ago. Do you think they take Fort being ranked number 14 below Illinois as far as that goes? Do you think they got to kind of chip on their shoulder as they head into this new season?
Maybe a small chip, right? Because they, like you said, they did win the national championship. They did just come off of beating Ohio State and Alabama, and so that's kind of why a lot of people have them up there. They did all that without any resemblance of a passing game whatsoever. So that's kind of the upside. I mean, it's fun because you break down certain teams, and it's like, well, maybe the cornerback could be a little bit better, or there's just certain areas where you can kind of pinpoint the roster, and then there's other teams that it's like the hole is obvious, and the giant problem with this team is obvious, and for them it was the passing game, and so we'll see. I mean, they brought in a quarterback in for Fresno State, see if he gets the starting job. Of course, they paid for the number 1 quarterback in the nation, of Bryce Underwood. If he can be ready to go as a freshman and make an impact, that's kind of what they've got to work on to take that next step. But again, back to the physicality that we talk about in winning football in the Big Ten and, kind of in the region, that's where I don't think they're going to necessarily take a step down. So I think as long as you can kind of keep that going, I think Michigan's going to be pretty solid. But we'll see. I mean, the other question is, the further you kind of get away from the legend, how does the guy that follows the legend keep it running, or can he kind of put his own spin on it? Now, 2 years removed from a national championship, the Harbaugh days are a little bit further. Can Sherrone Moore keep that thing going? And they lost a lot of. Then the other thing is they lost a lot of talent. I mean, they had some really good talent on last year's team. Now, they did beat Alabama with a lot of those guys sitting out. I'm not sure. I can't remember if Alabama had a few guys sitting out as well. But I mean, I think for an 8-win football team, I don't think they should have a huge chip on their shoulder for starting the season top 15. But I kind of think it's about where they belong. But we'll see.
DP, you think about September 20th, 2:30 p.m. kickoff there at Memorial Stadium. Sherrone Moore will not be on that sideline serving that suspension. You've head coach before, DP, various sports. How much, if any, impact will that have on those young men, your assistant coaches? What is going to be your message to them before? And maybe you guys help me out with this. Can he even travel with the team to Lincoln?
I don't think he can. Although we'll investigate on what the rules are. Yeah. There are a couple of things. I've been public in saying that as of today, if my feet were held to the fire and I had to choose a winner on September 20th in Lincoln, I've been public in saying that I think that as of right now, I think that it's Nebraska. For a variety of reasons. One, I'm not impressed by the oneness of Michigan. Like there was an era. Yeah, remember this was even in the Michigan Cheats era. They came to Lincoln and had to go nose to nose to get out of the building with a W. When your coach doesn't show up, and that becomes the story, because quite frankly, we know ESPN, Big Ten, USA, all the big folks are going to make them talk about the fact that their coach will not be in the building. They're going to make them talk about it. And that frustration and that divisiveness and that distraction, those equal points. Plus, you're coming to Lincoln, Nebraska for a program that this will be a statement game, contrary to whatever happens in the previous 3 games. Nebraska could be 2-1 or 3-0 coming into that game. And whatever the season's going to be, it will be identified on September 20th in the game against Michigan. And if you're Coach Rule, again, I don't want to speak for Coach Rule, but one game at a time, yes. But that game with the eyes that will come to your program will be a statement about who Nebraska is. More about who Nebraska is than Michigan, because here's the thing. That Michigan September 20 team won't be the same one that goes to Oklahoma the week before. They're going to take a beating. They'll be in a brawl, right? We know it's going to be physical. We know the emotional energy. And then there's the emotional letdown of their first big game of the year is Oklahoma. And then, it's Nebraska. Sorry, the emotional breakdown has to happen. I just think I haven't bought into this version of Michigan without the cheat code.
I like it. Folks, we're done. I was glad to get your input on that, DP, and Bach, yours as well, to see what transpires, because I think Michigan's going to come in a team to where they're going to, like you said, that emotional letdown, regardless of what that score in Oklahoma may not be. We know it's going to be physical, but without your coach into this stadium, and you're playing them even, as far as that goes, without all the other peripherals that are going on in there. So that's going to be interesting. We're definitely going to break more of those down for the rest of the week. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We come back. We got history, 10 o'clock, a lot of information coming from One Memorial Stadium Drive, as Nebraska is just literally 22 days. Was it 22 days? No, we're 23 days away. My mind is, 22 days away from kickoff. It is coming up quick. Folks, we'll be back. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and digital insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 10th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice boneless New York strips for $8.99 each. Duroc whole bone-in pork butt, $2.99 per pound. Colorado peaches, $1.99 per pound. And Busch Light 30 racks, $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-2222 8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this wonderful Wednesday. Gentlemen, is it still raining in the capital city, downtown 1040?
It has died down a little bit, thankfully, from this morning. It was pouring rain, but now it's done for now.
Good. I was online just kind of looking at some pictures back home, and man, people were kind of like, man, there was garbage cans going down the street. I was like, wow.
It's quite a bit windy too, yeah.
A major contrast in weather, that is for sure. I don't, DP and Bach, I'm not sure if you guys saw the text line on there, but I think it's a good question that, oh man, I got to get it on mine, that was posed on there about Nebraska, as far as Nebraska when we played Ohio State last year. And I think that's Big Hoss. Big Hoss, good morning to you, man. Before we get in history, I want you both to answer this the best you can. He goes, good morning, guys. I have a question for you about last year's Ohio State game. So Nebraska took Ohio State down the wire and probably should have won that game, in my opinion. Now, does that say where Nebraska is as a program, or was Ohio State just having an off day? Gentlemen, dive in. What's your thoughts on that?
Bach, go ahead.
Well, it's interesting. I think it can be a little bit of both. Obviously, you have to remember Nebraska was coming off a 56-7 beatdown from Indiana. So that could also say something about Nebraska's program. So I think you have to kind of find a middle ground there. And I think it says, honestly, it says a lot about college football altogether, that your national champion, had, maybe struggled with a Nebraska team there, and did struggle with the Nebraska team. But that's what it is. I mean, Ohio State was the 2-loss champion. They got hot later in the year, and maybe it took the Michigan loss to really kind of spark them. I think there's a lot that you can take from that. But I mean, also keep in mind, just most national champions have games where they unsuspectingly, have struggled a little bit. I mean, we all know about the 97 Missouri game. I mean, you can go through certain games throughout national champion tenures. That's why I always argue with the 2001 Miami team. When people want to compare them to the 95 Huskers, say, well, what about that Boston College game? They needed a defeat of a team that wasn't all that good. So, I mean, it can happen. So I wouldn't take too much away from what happens on a given Saturday. But I think it does give hope for Nebraska fans that they're closer than maybe it appears at times, and certainly, like I said, most importantly, closer than it appeared the week before. Because if that game would have gotten, been a repeat performance of Indiana, you just have to wonder what the rest of the season kind of looks like for Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Look, dancing to this, that the opponent that Ohio State had to face to win the national championship was Notre Dame. Notre Dame had a loss during the season in Illinois.
Ugly one.
Right? That you are who you are on that day. That's sports, and it's like consistently you get to a point where there are things that you do well on a regular basis, and there's things that, quite frankly, the matchup dictates how this is going to play out. And it's within the scheme, and then the actual execution. We're talking about 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds. And I don't know, all of us have conveniently forgotten how inconsistent we were as human beings at that age, that you don't know the particulars. Like, I find it interesting, people who bet college football, because you're betting on people that you don't know. You can't take a poll and know how what percentage of Ohio State football changed their socks that day, or make their bed, or wash their face that day. So that's what sports is. You don't know. Yeah, Ohio State fans will tell you. I was in the building that day. I was in Columbus, and the first thing you noticed was the fan base. And there is an expectation. I would imagine that during AD's day, the fans showed up to Memorial with the full belief that there was a beatdown about to happen, and that's why they showed up. So when the beatdown doesn't happen, it changes. Man, sphincters tighten up. That's just how it works. Stress level changes when somebody leans back against you. It's what happened. So much so that Buckeye fans, they had to stop the game because fans were so upset when things got critical. They were throwing full nacho trays down on the field. Like, they had to stop the game. We were standing by the sideline to go back on the field after the game, and they had to stop it because fans were so upset. The nerve, the unmitigated gall for the Buckeyes to show up and play in a competitive game against that Nebraska program. The nerve. So, yeah, Nebraska played up, but they also showed flaws. Ohio State played down. They also showed the ability to figure out a way to get out of that building with a win when it could have gone the other way. Absolutely. You're both the Notre Dame team that won, 3 playoff games? You're that and the team that lost to Northern Illinois at the same time. Nebraska is the second and third quarter team against Ohio State. They're also the same team that then got pummeled by Indiana. They're the team that won the Pinstripe Bowl. They are the reigning defending Pinstripe Bowl champions. They're it's okay to say we weren't good today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and I think that's great for a history segment too. I think that question that you brought up, Big Hoss, was a good one because and it's like what you said, DP, any given Saturday, it's going to happen. It's not if, it's going to happen. Bach, you and I talked about it in 1992 when Iowa State upset us, a game we just did not see happening whatsoever. And I'll tell you what, real quick before we go to break, Bach and DP, Coach Osborne had a feeling that we were not mentally dialed into that game. And he kept saying it all practice. He goes, guys, this team is not going to lay down and just let you beat them because you're Nebraska. And I could probably say for a large percentage of us on that team, I can't speak for everybody, but I would say he was right. And the score reflected that. You know, if you let a team that's inferior to you stay in the game long enough, they build confidence, momentum. All we have to do is look at Alabama, Vanderbilt last year as well. We can look at Notre Dame. That was Northern Illinois they lost to last year. So we can go to each conference and see some games where some teams beat each other they shouldn't have beaten, but they did, because at the end of the day, you lost. You know, so with Nebraska, as much as they tangled with Ohio State, you lost. And at the end of the day, did you win or lose the game? So I think that was a great history segment to jog down, and we'll see this year. We'll see what happens. Obviously not against Ohio State, but against Michigan as far as that goes. Folks, when we come back, we got DP holding it down, Bach holding it down, the ones and twos. Me here in the sweet land of Texas, where they say we're not arrogant. They have T-shirts that say we're that good. And I seen it right downstairs at the gift shop, Bach and DP. Folks, we'll be back with some Husker sound bites. And I'm going to get one for Bach because I know his infinity and love for Texas. It's the Drive. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 10th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice boneless New York strips for $8.99 each. Duroc whole bone-in pork butt, $2.99 per pound. Colorado peaches, $1.99 per pound. And Busch Light 30 racks, $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time. Oh. There's plenty to about this time of year. So let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it. Like the most craveable hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. It's going to be a great school year.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and storms this morning, and mainly sunny and breezy with a high around 91. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly cloudy, a low around 72. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. It'll be hot with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainer.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back for the 10 o'clock hour. Hope you're riding nice with us, being safe out there in the crazy weather there. And it's not crazy weather, just rainy. Another little check. Nick, what's it looking like out? I said Nick. Bach, what's it looking like out there, JB?
Looking a little better now. Yeah, I see people walking around. It's clear now. I have not looked at my weather app, which is what I rely on to see if it's coming back. So I shouldn't speak too soon. But as of right now, it looks a little better.
I love it. Bach, yesterday, who do we have on the microphone yesterday? I know there's a number of guys that we have, but just curious what we have there. Yesterday's practice, I did hear defensive coordinator John Butler on the mic yesterday. And one thing he said in particular, I was watching some highlights, some clips this morning and last night, mostly this morning, Bach in DP, where he says, you know what, we don't pay attention much to the noise that's going on the outside. We hear it, we know it. We're concerned what's going on right here. DB, before we get into some of the clips from yesterday's presser, you look at a defensive coordinator who has a new defensive backs coach in Coach Williams, a new defensive line coach in Coach Braden that was formerly with the Chiefs. Your coordinator now, it's your show. It's all of yours. What pressure does that bring Butler? We know he had the pro experience in Buffalo and various stops in Big Ten schools and collegiate schools, etc. Coming into this, what's your mindset in getting your system installed with 2 new coaches on your side of the ball? Actually, 3 if you kind of consider, the special teams as well. You're playing some defense there as well, depending on where you're at.
Well, there's a type of coordinator and type of coach who that's literally their job, is to go in and reconstruct, renovate, sometimes implode a program or a group and then rebuild it. And they do it professionally and they do it well. They know the timetable, they know the time clock. I was a career fixer. My job was to go in, make change, identify what was wrong, identify what was right, and then fix the rest of it. Like fix it and to get the verbiage together and the scheme together and the understanding of it and then the execution. I do want to say this, the moment, and AD, it's the way to listen to people. Bach, when a coach says that we turn off the outside noise, that means you've already heard, you've already consumed the outside noise. At the moment you bring up outside noise, you validate the outside noise. So we tell people as professionals, do not acknowledge the outside noise, therefore giving it power. But he understands that he's speaking for the young people that didn't get the microphone that day, and for the coaching staff to say, listen, our message from within is y'all need to do not pay attention to that craziness that's out there, because they don't know the work you're putting in. They don't know what we're working on. They don't know. Now, he knows that he's 23 days away, and he's on the clock. It's ticking. It's active every day. He has less time every day to get this group ready to compete and be effective against Cincinnati. And he's not going to get everything into the vacuum by Cincinnati, but he needs to get what he needs to get to beat Cincinnati in the door. He needs to figure out situation, circumstance, right? They are a detailed oriented staff. AD, they've said it's our job to figure out in those moments, critical moments, what do we do in 3rd and 7? What do we do first? What are we taking away? How do we win in these particular situations and circumstances? They teach situational football, and they want this team to be better, to do less better, right? to be effective in the things that are important for a Butler-led defense to be successful in Nebraska with the talent that he currently has. And he's just learning the talent. That part is the thing. Like it takes you a minute to figure out, okay, who's my best nickel cover? Who's my best run fit linebacker in this situation? Goal line run fits are different, in fact, than open field. So he's learning, and as he gets comfortable, he'll tell us more. He only knows what he knows.
DP, you mentioned that, who's my strongest nickel, who's my strongest corner, this for this package, that package for my dime, for my four corners, all those different things he's got. And you think about that with Addison Williams, new quarterback coach. I mean, he had more players in his meeting room than anybody prior to fall, prior to spring ball started. Some of those guys are gone now, etc. We can see that as far as the portal. But like you mentioned, there's a lot of evaluation that has to go on. I mean, a lot of evaluation. And to your point, DP, and I'll say this to you, Bach, as well, some of those guys, you're not going to find out who they are until the bullets start flying, if you would. That's one thing that one of my buddies that coached a long time in college in the pros said, you know what he goes, AD? You don't know who really your coaches are, and when you have a new unit, or who your players are, until you're actually out there on the field in intense situations. Because as we all know, man, either pressure forms you or it breaks you. And we will find that out very quickly coming up down there at Arrowhead. Bach, what do you got lined up for us so far, my man?
Yeah, so we do have, we've got the Addison Williams also spoke and John Butler as well. But yeah, I mean, I think too, just to kind of jump into the conversation a little bit too, is I think a lot of the conversation here about the defense is replacing Ty and Nash. And I don't know if that's what he was necessarily talking about when you think about outside noise, but when I think about the defense and what are the question marks coming in, they've got a lot of talent, both young and veteran, in both the secondary and linebacker units. So when I'm thinking of outside noise, I think the only question for what's been a very solid defense over the last couple of years, obviously, is the change of defensive coordinator and then replacing Ty and Nash. And that's not a small thing that they're going to have to be able to do. Now, if you look lately, Ty Robinson fighting in the two deep there for the Super Bowl champion. So
absolutely,
it's I mean, he's a big time player. I know Nash maybe didn't get the draft representation that he wanted to, but he was still a polar bear there on that defensive front. And remember, that defense didn't allow a rushing touchdown at home. Didn't allow a rushing touchdown until the Indiana game in general. Now that Indiana game, they kind of had their number. But for the most part, I mean, this rushing defense has been incredible. And even kind of listening to the BTN crowd when they came in, they kind of said, yeah, this is going to look different. And that's what I think people have to get. It's not just Coach Butler in the switches that he's going to have to make, but they don't have those bodies up front in Nash and Ty. They've got more maybe athleticism on the edges is kind of what the thought is. But then even when you look at the rover position, Isaac Gifford and Malcolm Hartzog are very different secondary players. So I think the idea, they're sticking to the 3-3-5, but I think you got to kind of prepare for it to look different. And then part of it too is, like you guys were saying, is there's enough pieces and enough athleticism, enough guys to kind of maneuver in and rotate out, which they talked about as well, that it's probably going to look different from game to game, matchup to matchup, who's going to get more playing time and who can factor in.
And AD and Bach, it's the thing we were talking about earlier, that from this standpoint, because of the hit restriction, tackling restriction, live restriction, you don't know. We know one thing we know about defensive backs. We don't know if they're going to run fit and tackle. And if you're not getting the work in where they're tackling ones or trying to get the 1A receiver to the ground, we won't know. Quite frankly, if you tell me Cincinnati went and got a receiver from Texas A&M and Colorado State, you think that's going to be an easy to the ground tackle in open field? Like open field tackling is the great risk. We don't know what it looks like, and they're still learning, right? How do we get who can get somebody to the ground in open coverage, especially a nickelback who has to come in and be in a slot and get people to the ground. Otherwise, they're going to bang their head on the goalpost.
Absolutely. Let's hear what John Butler has to say first.
All right, John Butler talking about the physicality of practice the other day.
What's the tackling look like? Yeah, I would say from a physicality standpoint, that's just something we got to keep working every day. I think we've had, maybe this is our second full padded practice. We've had a couple practices in uppers, but it's, to me, I think I've said this before, but football is such a unique game in that you can practice, all off season, lift and train weights, but the contact aspect of this game and how it's being limited, by NCAA rules. And even when you're in the NFL, like the NFLPA, you can only have so many contact days. So you got to maximize those. So, we're working a lot of thud and just strong, thud tackles now. And eventually we'll get to some live to the ground stuff, but you got to have that balance of maximizing the physicality of your whole team, but our defense, but at the same time, keeping everybody healthy. So I think it's a work in progress.
That physicality standpoint we talked about, man, we have been barking this, DP and Bach, all week, and I just want to see it. I just want to see it Thursday night, the 28th. I'm glad they're doing those things, and but I want to see it. 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 Either you're physical or you're not.
At the base of everything that Matt Rule and his coordinators have talked about is this team being physical, the importance of this team being physical, the priority of this team being physical. And it is the thing I can say that, but physical is an act. It's a mindset, and it's high repetition, high volume. That's physical. Mm-hmm. Anybody can run up and thump. Can I run through your chest? Can I be explosive and move you from where you are to where I need for you to be? And in open field, can I put that 83 on the turf? Can I get AD off his feet and put them numbers and that name on his back to the turf? That's physical. Everything else is an idea. But my ability to get my hands on your breastplate and move you is physical. My being lower than you at the point of impact, we meet in the 2-hole. I need to be lower than you and more explosive than you. And that has to happen every day. You can't turn that on August 28th. So we're going to see. We're going to see. It's my hope that this is a physical team.
And people too. I mean, you just talk about the challenges that the defensive side of the ball has faced over the years in football. Obviously, all the rules and regulations are starting to slide over into more, the offensive side and in the passing game. And then, the restrictions for tackling that, like he mentioned, are through the NCAA and the NFL. People wonder why I love defensive football. It's because it's getting harder. I mean, it's hard. Things kind of leaning more toward the offensive side of the ball and less physicality. So we'll see if Nebraska can get that done. But let's continue here with Coach Butler talking about the defensive line holding up this season.
Yeah, I think our D-line is heading in the right direction. Terry's doing a great job with Coach Phil as well, just getting those guys ready. Obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that Nash and Ty are one type of players, and the guys we have are their own style and they have their own strengths, and that's our job as coaches, is to maximize their value based on their skill set within our scheme. So we're young there, but I'm encouraged that those guys are developing. Made some impact plays out there today, both in the run game and the pass game. This is a process and development program, so everybody is going to keep getting better every single day. The D-line specifically, and we all know to be good on defense, you got to have a good D-line. So that's what we're going to keep working towards.
DP and Bach, you look at this defensive line. A lot of youth and a lot of explosion as far as that goes. A lot of youth though, and some guys that can get after it. At least what they did before. Like I said, they're still yet unproven. You got sophomore Sua Lafatu. You got obviously, and I'm going to get to the last one in a second. You got big Cameron Lenhart, who's already going to be a junior coming in this year. He's been playing since he was a freshman. Elijah Judy, the senior, that is trimmed down to 300 pounds, what I understand as well. He lost to get things going. You got Mason Goldman, who hasn't seen a lot of action. He's from Gretna. Dylan Parrott from Eldridge, Iowa. He's a junior, 6'5", 320. Connor Keneally, a lineage kid, a legacy kid, a Terry Keneally's son. That's just a sophomore at Elkhorn. Landon Davidson's a redshirt freshman out of Colorado. Ethan Duda is 250, 6'5" out of Elkhorn South. Ashton Murphy, 6'5", 275 out of Elkhorn. And obviously Keona Davis, who we left for a little bit, decided, I'm going to come on back, 6'5", 275 out of Arizona. He's only a sophomore. But you guys, you got Tyson Perry as well, who's a freshman. Williams Nwarni, who we obviously was able to get back from Columbia, Missouri, will come in as a redshirt freshman. John Butler spoke about him in the press a little bit as well. You got Jalen George, who's a junior. Gabe Moore, who's a sophomore as well in that position. But the one that we talked about this too, that I'm very intrigued about, who seems to me like a kid that is just ready to burst out of the seams, is Van Poppel. I think by redshirting him, then obviously he was able to play in the pinstripe game. It's just a guy that is just ready to come out. We'll see what happens. But you know what, DP and Bach, those guys are young, but they got talent in the trenches. They've got bodies in the trenches. And none of those guys have seen a lot of action. You think about this. Besides Elijah Judy and obviously Cam, because he's played so much since his freshman year, there's not a lot of guys with a lot of reps, but have a tremendous ceiling, in my opinion. What's you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think too. I mean, I think we've seen enough of them, and I think that's the good news. It's not completely unknown, at least with that front few, like the Cam Lenharts of the world. Like you said, Riley Van Poppel, Keona Davis. They've flashed a lot of potential, and hopefully, and then that's, they've got that playing time. They got those reps to prepare them for now, and so now they're going to take over and kind of be that first unit. It's that rotation that you're kind of talking about, the guys kind of behind them that you wonder about. And I'm particularly interested in Jalen George and Gabe Moore, who were not the most heralded transfer portal additions, but they were. Exactly what I was talking about is maybe there to provide depth. Maybe one of them or two of them, maybe both of them could end up being starters or key impact players on this line. Not to say that they can't. But it just looked like to me that was the idea. They lost a lot in the transfer portal on the front, so they had to bring a few guys in. But it didn't look like they needed to bring in, the starters. I mean, they felt like they have some pretty good guys there. Now, Williams Nwaneri, like you were saying, that's kind of a different story. He's a former 5-star, and the excitement level on him obviously is very high. But it's the question mark on this defense, and they've got kind of different body types, like we're saying, than the guys before them. But I think there's enough talent there that we've seen already to not go in completely thinking, this is not going to happen. Then the other thing is, I know it's different coaching staff, different things. But remember, coming into Matt Rhule's first year, the defensive line was the question. They ended up being the strength of the team. So sometimes, the questions we have going into the season aren't the same as we have exiting the season.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm going to ask that we pause and come back. And when we come back, I'll give you my answer to this thing. Because, hey, fellas, the Big Ten Conference, if identified, is physical and big boy football. That's where I'm going to leave that.
I'm excited to dive in and hear it. I'm excited to hear it. Folks, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get DP's thoughts on the defensive line as well. And like you mentioned, there's a lot of young guys in there, big bodies, yet unproven. We'll be back, folks. We'll get more interpretation on that, more breakdown. There's more sound bites. There's a lot of Husker football to discuss, and there's just football to discuss. Thank God, until February. We'll be back. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back for the 10:30 segment. Wanted to get DP's thoughts on the D-line. I want to talk about the D-line some more, too, because it's intriguing to talk about the big nasties up front. DP, what's your thoughts on it, my man?
Well, it's the thing that you have to say out loud, that what is the Big Ten Conference football? What is, and we all have an image of what Big Ten football, especially late season Big Ten football, right? That in meaningful games, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Dan Lanning figured out, my goodness gracious, if we can't get our fat guys to win games in December and January, it's really tough to have the kind of finish season you want to have. Same for Indiana, same for Illinois. Nebraska has that dilemma that you've gone from the Ty and Nash era to a different era. And we don't, quite frankly, we don't know what this era is going to look like. We just don't. We can look at the stats and data and say, okay, listen, we don't have any 330-pounder, space eater, ground shaking mover, first guys off the bus guys. You don't. And that can be a problem in the Big Ten. It can be an advantage if you can scheme your way into it. And then we also have to say out loud that this is not Tony White's defense. This is not Tony White's 3-3-5. Like, we don't. We're going to look and see what this is going to be. It's going to look different. It's going to be, as Jim on the YouTube stream says, rotation is going to be vital. And we're not saying there's not talent, but you're going to miss the ability of just having your fat guys get up there and dominate teams offensively at the middle of the field. And that's the Big Ten, is having control in the middle of the field between the hash marks. You have to be physical. You have to be strong. You have to be effective. And that allows all the skill positions outside, from the outside the hash to the numbers and to the sideline, to be effective. That's when those skill position players are better. But between the hashes, from the center's nose to the safety's toes, Nebraska has to be physical, dominant, and effective in order for them to be successful. And we don't know. That the real response is we don't know. But, man, If you can get effective middle of the field defensively, you have a chance to be exceptional. That's what Ohio State does. That's what the big boys want to do. Michigan in their run, they were exceptional in that space, but we don't know.
You know, I think, DP, I think that's a great way to answer it because the jury is still out. Not only defensive line wise, it would appear as obviously with the recruits they've brought in, obviously Nwaneri being the big one to be able to get him from Missouri, but even him still didn't play a lot at Missouri, so still improving. Obviously, we've seen, again, to your point, Bob, we've seen Lenhart, we've seen what he's capable of doing. We know that Van Poppel has the potential to be a very big disruptor, but to me, it's very similar to our offensive line. Although we got a lot of guys returning, there's still a lot of question marks in various positions. We don't even decide who the starters are yet. As far as in the secondary goes, and I think that leads into good with Addison. However, that's a good problem when you have so many that are competing to where you're not lacking numbers, you're not lacking depth, you're not lacking depth at D line. You sure as heck aren't lacking it for the first time in a long time at wide receiver, as Holgorsen mentioned a few days ago. Let's see what Addison Williams says on the mic next, Bach.
All right, here's Addison Williams talking about he kind of does quick bites. Here's Addison Williams on the comfort level with the corners.
Every day we're working it. Every single day we're working man techniques, and the guys they have bought into it. They're believing in it, and we're not perfect at all, and we still got a ways to go, but we're definitely heading in the right direction.
Addison has got. I'm looking at these defensive backs right here. All right, quick count for you guys. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, 25 defensive backs. And of course, guys, those are corners, those are safeties, strong safeties and things of that nature as well. Buck, that's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of guys to have back there. But we know, of course, we're very familiar with the Malcolm Hartsock. Buck, let me ask you this. Doesn't it seem like Malcolm Hartsock was been here since like Baron Miles?
Yeah, he's been around a while. Wasn't he like his debut game or close to it was the Trey Palmer game against Purdue, I think.
Yes.
I mean, it's been a while.
He's been out there a long time. Of course, you got obviously some of these what I mean by marquee players, guys that you've seen before, are Marcus Buford, of course, Deshaun Singleton. Jeremiah Charles would be interested to see him back as well in a healthy spot, in a healthy place. And then, you got the freshman, the redshirt freshman, Caleb Benning, as well as Mario Buford, Ari's Marquise's brother. And then you got Bly Hill that's back there as well. But the guys, I'm going to tell you as far as defensive backs, and we'll get some more with Coach Addison Williams. I'm excited to see a senior year by Sierra Wright, the former USC defensive back that had a heck of a game against his former team. DP and Bach, I think he brings a lot of seniority. Obviously, he's going to be a senior, but the guy he's been in a lot of games. He's been against a lot of good guys, and he's seen it before. How important do you guys think it is for that those senior statesmen, if you would, to pass along the way that you play that position with physicality that we've seen Sierra Wright play it with, and a Deshaun Singleton as far as that goes as well?
Well, the first thing to say about Sierra Wright is that he has the hair of the year. His interview afro is spectacular. It is a throwback to an era of elegance and statement, pride. Well, sir, on the interview afro, it's a thing. Here's the thing: that number of defensive backs tells me that in most teams now. 25 of 105. But hey, if you tell me that's how you're going to get better at special teams, that's what the NFL tells you. That those are the playmakers on special teams, the fly around, the fly to the ball, get there, guys, and then get guys in open field who can get people to the ground and playmakers. Okay, if you that and receivers, those are the two numbers that make sense. But in that, you can only use 6 defensively at a time, and that's. If you're telling me that's how you're going to compete against Penn State, maybe. Is that what you're going to do against USC? Probably. there are some teams in the Big Ten that are going to spread you out, and you're going to need defensive backs who not only can cover, but can get people to the ground in the run game, in bad weather, in terrible stadiums, on the road. So that's what that means. Like the coverage aspect of it, I'm not really concerned about. It's the run fit that tells me, and the duration. The duration. How committed are whoever's out there, whatever defensive backs are out there, are you to get the guy to the ground in 3rd and 3? That's the definition of great defensive back play in the Big Ten. Can you get people to the ground, when it's raining and icy? Can you get them to the ground? Everybody's the same, in September, but October, November, when it's sticky at Memorial Stadium, it's a little bit. Can you get it done? That's the definition of the defensive back group.
Buck, out of those guys were mentioned, and DP mentioned the amazing hair of Sierra Wright, the amazing hair of Sierra Wright. There's also some young guys that are in there. How comfortable are you with the defensive backs that we have so far and the guys that we have returning?
Well, I mean, I think this is the time, right? With a lot of these guys, you mentioned Sierra Wright just kind of jumping in last year and making that immediate impact. But he, had his playing time there at USC. This is the senior year for him and Hartzog and Buford and Singleton, so they should be at their best form. And especially Singleton, who kind of got granted an extra year there from the JUCO ruling. I mean, the secondary, I know some people would say, and maybe you'd go back and look at it, maybe step down a little bit last year compared to the year before. But it was not like it was a major step. And these guys all coming back, they know each other's moves. They should be very familiar with each other. And then you kind of start to integrate some of those younger guys. And that's where, I'm interested to see if any of those jobs by those senior leaders, guys that we've seen play the best at Nebraska over the last several years, I don't want to say gets taken, but less playing time or something from these young guys. Because after this season, all those guys move on. You're going to have to start to get those guys playing time, similar to what we were talking about with the defensive line group earlier. So at least they flashed that potential. And I thought, Donovan Jones, Caleb Benning, those guys flashed that potential already in the Pinstripe Bowl. So that tells you that there's depth pushing those guys. They are going to be fighting to get their own playing time, obviously. And so I'm very comfortable with that secondary unit. I think part of that too is outside the teams that DP mentioned, this defense in the secondary altogether, there's not a whole lot of passing attacks that make you too concerned. And so, you was kind of talking about run fit as well there. Penn State, USC, when you step back and look at it, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating, because I think when people say, well, Nebraska's got an easy schedule, I think, you got to be careful with that from the beginning, right? Because these are going to be different teams, different year. And so you don't look too much backwards at last season, but those teams are trying to improve what they did. 8 of 11 of the 11 opponents that Nebraska has that are FBS either finished 100 or worse in ranking in either total offense or scoring offense. So Nebraska's defense, I think, has time to kind of acclimate itself. The only other team beside USC and Penn State not to do that would be Cincinnati. So that's the team right up front, dual threat quarterback, really good tight end. But I think they're like 89th or something in scoring offense or total offense. So they were kind of close in that margin as well. But so I think a combination of Nebraska's veteran group back there, especially for the secondary, along with the attacks that you're going to see, the teams that you're going to see on the schedule, makes me feel pretty good about this pass defense.
Yeah, like I said, it's a team it's a squad where there's ample bodies back there. There's ample experience, and I think one thing that Addison Williams brings in is a lot of energy back there as well. Coach, of course, was formerly at South Carolina under Steve Spurrier. Played for Steve Spurrier. They were the Gamecocks, so it's going to be exciting to see what that secondary begins to look like. Folks, we're going to take our last break. When we come back, we got the AD attitude adjustment. Thanks for riding with us. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and storms this morning. And mainly sunny and breezy with a high around 91. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly cloudy, the low around 72. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. It'll be hot with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket, and theticketfm.com.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time. There's plenty to about this time of year. So let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it. like the most craveable hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. It's going to be a great school year.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, thanks for riding with us today. We had DP holding it down in the studio, keeping. I'm gonna start calling you JB.
There you go.
JB. Because or Bach, but JB, I like JB. We say Jake, both you and Sorensen both turn around like, huh? You guys, what do you have coming up after the show? Is it one-on-one today, DP?
Yeah, we have one-on-one. Anthony Lionheart-Smith joins us in studio at 11:30. He's a part of the conversation, different conversation when he starts talking. We talk physicality, right?
Yeah,
That a texter asked whether you could teach physicality. And as a UFC fighter, not everybody has the same level of physicality, but it is absolutely required. So the ability to toughen yourself up, right, is a talent. It's a talent and a skill. So I want to talk to him about that. And then, we'll have him listen to some of the coaching quotes as well. Anthony's a cerebral assassin, so I like getting into his head and breaking things down.
I love it. Always a good interview. Folks, the AD attitude adjustment is this, and I was thinking about this. I've been to this resort, DP and Bach, a few times. It's the Kalahari Resort here in Round Rock, Texas. It's a big water park, basically. And I would just see indoor one, outdoor one. My kids are grown and gone, and I've been here a number of times, but this morning was the first time that I've really walked around outside the convention area and seen the water park, the inside park. They got all these fake elephants, and statues and things. And I was just taking it all in because, folks, here's the reality. I was thinking about this. I've been here, I don't know how many times, but this quote comes up. Time is the only currency you spend without knowing your balance. It's the only currency you spend. Each of us could go to our phones right now, check our bank accounts, et cetera, the different credit cards or whatever it may be. We can check that. We know exactly what that is, but we don't know the balance of time we got left. So as I walked around this morning, I'm listening, I'm watching all these parents with their kids run around, and one kid, the park just opened. He'd already got kicked out. He had messed up already. So I was laughing. I was laughing at him. But my mind went back to when my kids were small, and I'm thinking, I didn't know the last time they were going to say, Pops, let's go to the water park. Let's go to the swimming pool. It just stopped. You think about when you were kids, when you play football out in the street, or you go riding on your bikes for hours, or that pickup basketball game back with your boys when you were younger, you just stopped. You didn't know that balance. It just stopped. So spend it wisely, because we don't know when it stops. And so I made sure I seen those elephants and watched and listened to all the little kids and running around, because my oldest just turned 27 on Monday. I'm thinking, man, as my mom would say, the days go slow, but the years go fast. And so did this ride. It went fast, folks. It was great riding with you from Austin, the place that Bach cannot wait come to visit. Down horse. DP, thanks for riding with us this morning. You definitely want to stick in and hang out and be one-on-one with DP. Folks, I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. We will ride with you tomorrow. Remember, be nice to each other.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time